I'm Sean Fitzpatrick, and we are in search of great property deals up and down the UK. Today, we are in Basingstoke outside this 3-bed bungalow. And we're going to pop inside now and meet the partnership behind this amazing deal. Hello!
Welcome.
Thank you. Nice to see you. And nice to see you. Well, thank you so much for inviting us into this amazing property. So, just tell us, who are you?
My name's Nat Carrick and I've been in property since 2004.
I'm Tina Cleary and I've been in property about just under 2 years.
Fantastic. Well, I mean, this place looks absolutely fabulous right now. Shall we pop into the kitchen and you can tell us what you've done in there? Wow, well, this is a lovely space.
So this entire property, the kitchen included, was actually smoke damaged. Pretty much everything in the property has been gutted. We're at the sort of the last 20% of the work to do, but this particular kitchen is an ex-display home-based kitchen, which we've made to fit.
An ex-display home-based kitchen?
Ex-display home-based kitchen.
It sounds like there's a little nugget in there. Why ex-display?
Pretty much because an average kitchen like this that we normally buy from Howdens typically is probably about £2,500, plus oven, plus fan, plus hob, plus dishwasher. But we picked this one for just over £2,000.
Wow, so an amazing discount. This is really key, you know, just understanding these little hacks just to keep refurbishment prices down.
Absolutely.
Can make all the difference. So what was the kitchen like before?
The kitchen was a brown, lovely old kitchen, smoke all across the ceilings, smoke all across every window. There were some blown panes on the windows, and one of the standard things I do is go around the windows. I get a window repairman, checks all the locks, checks which units have blown, and he replaces those for me. And all the electrics, typically any house you buy that's in a dated condition, you'll need to add more sockets, check the electrics, obviously get an EICR on it if it's not already had one.
An EICR, so that's an electrical safety certificate.
That's right, yeah, required if you want to rent out any property. And this wasn't rented before, it was a homeowner that had it, so clearly that wouldn't have been done. There's also actually solar panels on the roof here.
All right. And are those, did you put the solar panels in?
Solar panels were here already, but thankfully they're owned outright. So that basically means there's no battery, but it will feed some electric and make the tenant or new owner's electric a little bit cheaper than it would have been.
Fantastic. I love that.
This was actually a cupboard that originally would have been a hot water tank in here, but they'd already changed it over to combi, but we've taken the door off. We will be painting that out because it's a natural place to put a fridge freezer.
Fantastic. And so it's about, I guess, like using the space creatively and thinking about how you can maximize that space. That's right. So with a fridge freezer here. Yeah. Fantastic. Well, what a lovely kitchen. Let's pop around here. Now this is a bungalow, so obviously we have a downstairs bathroom because there is no upstairs.
That's right, yes.
And this looks like it's been beautifully done.
So this shower is actually pre-existing, although it was a lovely shade of nicotine yellow. We've cleaned it, we've changed the shower rail, we've kept the glass, we've kept the shower main part, we changed the electric light because it was an unsafe light in here, and we've replaced the vanity unit. All the flooring by the hallway will be changed, and this is going to have vinyl on top. We couldn't take the old flooring out because it's solid wood, and if you take that out you couldn't have kept the shower.
You couldn't have kept the shower, so you have to keep that in there.
Keep that flooring in there, put new flooring on top of it, vinyl, as we go.
Amazing. And this is an amazing space, so I assume that this is going to be a living room?
Living room, possibly somebody can put a dining table through to there. And this lovely gap in the carpet here was the stylised 70s fireplace with an electric fire in the middle. It didn't work anyway. We obviously ripped it out off the wall and changed it. But the whole of this was yellow ceilings. We've had to use specialist paint to try and cover it. And the painter that came in and did it, we spent a week cleaning the nicotine off before we started painting.
Wow, so it took a lot of cleaning.
It's a huge bungalow, it's about 96 square metres, which is pretty good for an average sort of 3-bedroom semi-detached home in this instance. I've always bought what I would describe to non-property people as smelly properties. So either it's dated, or it's dirty, or it's smelly, but it does enable you to try and buy or obtain control of at a lower level if you can negotiate with either the owner or, in this case, an agent.
There'll be some people watching and they'll be thinking, surely if tenants want something that's really, really good, yes, why aren't you going to buy something that's really, really good immediately?
Very, very simple. It all comes down to the numbers. So, for example, this property was on at 265. I put an offer in fairly early on at around the 230 mark, which was immediately rejected. Had a conversation with Adrian around, that's absolutely fine. Let's see how it does for a few months and come back to me if you want to. So he came back to me and I managed to get it secured for 227.
So even less than a 230? Yeah. Oh, isn't that amazing?
Most people go into a property and they walk back out if they think it's beyond the realm of them making it look nice. So obviously we're different because we've got the skills and the knowledge and the people that work for us that can put it right.
But you've built those skills and knowledge over time. Build relationships with the right people. People like Annette and Tina here. Well, this is an amazing space. Do you know what? I just have to have a little look. Oh, the kitchen's lovely. It's very cool. Well, let's pop out into the garden, shall we? And let's have a look at what's going on out here.
When I viewed this property, these plants are even further over here, so this hasn't been touched at all. Later jobs to be done to trim it all down, take away what's there, possibly think about some kind of retaining fence. Always got to have safety in mind in terms of properties. This here was actually a small porch that came out to this paint line here, but the wood underneath it was rotten, and that's the unprotected not safety glass that was hanging out of it with nothing at the bottom. So within a day of owning it, we had that out.
You're clearly somebody who has a lot of experience and who's been in property for many, many years. When did you sort of find Progressive?
I stumbled across Progressive in lockdown. So sat in the garden like most people looking at YouTube and whatever else, random videos, and one popped up with deal packaging. So initially I actually did do 6 months deal packaging training and then the mastermind for 6 months.
That's interesting. So there are going to be people watching this who don't know what deal packaging is. So can you just give a brief overview of what that is?
So for example, I've managed to buy 3 properties in the last month.
Oh, wow.
However, I could have easily packaged one of those on, given the details about it, having secured the price, and sold it on to a fee to somebody else between 3 and 5 grand. I could have sold the property deal on, having negotiated the price already.
Amazing.
And I would have got some money for that.
So deal packaging is basically where you go out, you maybe speak to a vendor, maybe directly, you negotiate the price with them, and then you agree that price, you've secured the property, and then you can effectively find an investor or somebody
Sell it on
for that
without
property
buying it, yeah,
and literally
exactly
sell it
that.
without buying it. And what did you say, for 3,000 to 5,000?
3 to 5,000 on standard single let in this area, I would say, is quite normal.
So somebody who starts deal packaging, if they did one property a month, where they sold it on, could get £3,000 a month and potentially replace their income from a job with just one deal a month, which they don't even have to buy. If you want to become successful in property and change your life, comment property below and we'll send you a link to attend our multiple streams of property income event. Now, back to the video.
This is bedroom number 1, which is a large double. Everybody likes space. So the more space you've got, the nicer it is, the more appeal it is to everybody else.
It is deceptively large. Like from the outside, and some people think bungalows and they think they must be quite small, and from the outside they look quite small, but then you get in and it's a bit like Narnia, isn't it?
We've got, in this instance, built-in wardrobes in each of the rooms, which means if somebody's starting out or downsizing, they don't have to drag all their furniture with them.
Fantastic.
So when we sold a very similar property to this, we've had a few of these bungalows on this estate, we specifically marketed it to somebody downsizing because we wanted a cash buyer, because we wanted the certainty of knowing that it was going to go through in one foul swoop. This is the smallest bedroom in the property, but again, still has built-in wardrobe space.
That's a massive space. Look at that. Wow, that's amazing. So it's a multi-use space potentially. So basically, a new person can put their stamp on it, on what they want to do. Absolutely. Fantastic. Now this radiator looks different to the ones outside. Have you changed some of the radiators?
Yeah, the radiator is in the hallway. There was one here originally, but knowing these properties, we realised that there's a cold wall this side because it's a whole expansive hallway. So what we've done is we've changed an original radiator one slightly bigger and put a matching size one at this end.
Clearly this structure has worked so brilliantly for what you've done. So for anybody out there who's thinking, like, I don't even know where to even begin with it, what would you say to them?
Just talk to people, listen to people, and make sure you're on some right training with some decent networking attached.
Right training and decent networking, do you agree with that?
Absolutely, yes.
Fantastic. Well, shall we pop into the final bedroom? After you. So this is obviously bedroom number 3. It looks like the biggest bedroom.
Here's the biggest bedroom, and again, there's extra sockets been put in, new doors been put in, new glass in any blown units, all the handles are checked, radiators painted, we've kept it in this one, new carpets will be going in.
New carpets will be going in, and of course you've got what looks like a huge wardrobe space.
Again.
If you wanted to, I don't know, but if you wanted to, Could you take the doors out and just have this as
You
a
can take
sort
the
of
whole
bigger
thing
room?
out if you wanted.
So if you wanted to increase the size of the whole room, you could take that whole thing out,
Take the whole square out.
and then you have it in a bigger room.
Yeah.
So you can reconfigure things. That's really interesting. Let's talk brass tacks with this. We're in this house now. We're in this property. Give us the numbers.
So it was purchased on the 14th of February,
14th of February 2025.
2025. It was purchased through an agent, so I paid 227.50. I've also used investor finance for the majority of that, so my money in it at the moment is about 20 grand.
So you put 20,000 of your own funds
Of
in,
my own fund, that's including everything. So that's stamp duty, refurb, the lot.
and all the rest has come from
All the rest
investors.
has come from an investor.
Love it.
So I bought it with investor finance. I bought it with bridge finance because you couldn't have done it any other way. It was too smoky, too dirty, too everything. And I've already got my broker on Friday to find me the product that I want to remortgage it to keep it.
To keep it, so this is one you're keeping.
This is one I'm likely going to keep. I will bring an estate agent in to just double check the value, but I know all day long it would remortgage at 300.
That effectively means that's pretty much all money out, isn't it?
It's more or less.
More or less.
If the investor wanted their money back out, their investment chunk, ignoring the interest, is 80 grand. So if I remortgage it, I'll get cash back out of around 62.
Yes.
Plus some rent if I rent it more or less straight away. Plus I'll get half my bridge finance interest back as well. I'll have about 68 come out of the bank. If they suddenly said, actually come February time when they were due to be repaid if they want to have their money back, I've got 68 grand of it already.
Wow.
So it then becomes an almost free house. It's not free,
But almost free.
almost free.
Do you know what? It's been so fantastic speaking to you both. Thank you so much for showing us around this beautiful house. And who knows, maybe at some point in the future, we could catch up with you again about some future deals that you've done.
Certainly.
But thank you so
You're
much.
welcome. Thank
and
you very
I'm
much.
looking forward to hearing how your journey
you.
continues. Wow, what a privilege it was to be able to witness a transformation that Annette and Tina were able to achieve. It just goes to show that with the right network, the right knowledge, and a healthy dose of action, you can turn anything into a cash flowing asset. If you would like to learn more about these strategies and how to make them work for you, come on down to our flagship Multiple Streams of Property Income event and learn directly from the UK's leading property experts, Kevin McDonnell, Tony Gargan, and Wendy Bromwell. To see more content like this, hit that like button, subscribe, and ding that notification bell. See you in the next video.